My name's Katie, I'm the Recreation Director. Roger's going to start this meeting, he's going to start us into the introduction to the project. Take it away.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for coming. Nice big crowd. I'm really happy that we get a lot of people to come to this. I'm just going to walk you through briefly how we get to this point in time. And this is just a list of the committee members, and a big thank you to the committee members. They've done a lot of work on this project from the get-go, a lot. But let's talk about how we sort of got to this point. Back in, I want to say it was January 23, the select board gave us some direction, the rec committee. They didn't want us to go ahead with any other projects in town yet until we did a complete full inventory of everything we had in town. So we broke up the committee into some members, and we did a total inventory of all our sites. And then we went ahead and we rated all those sites as to whether they were in good condition, poor condition, really bad condition. And that's how we got to where we are. And then what we did is, once we got that, we knew what we were doing, those 4 areas are the ones that we felt were the worst. They needed the most attention. Parkfield, Cassett, Chester Park, and Keaton. And with the help of Liz, we put together a cost estimate, $150,000 for the town meeting for a feasibility study. They gave us the $150,000, so we're in the process now of doing the feasibility study. And we got some diagrams of things that may fit in there. And our goal here tonight really is to get your input as to what you would like at those areas. I don't plan on putting my input into it. I want the people in town to tell us what they'd like to see, and mainly we're going to focus on those four areas. But I really want to focus, and I want to take a little extra time to focus on Chester Park, because that's the one that is going to be coming up this year at town meeting for CPC funding to do Chester Parks. The other ones are going to be a little bit down the road. We still want your input, but let's really focus on Chester Park a little bit. So as I say, that's what we did. We looked at all our assets, then the rec committee did the analysis, and we had the consultants draw up plans, and then the rec committee already has looked at the concepts, and now we're at the stage basically where we want your feedback as to what you would like to see. So that's really all I got.
So in this process, we had a feasibility study survey. That report should be, Liz has them in the back.
If anybody needs one,
If you haven't already got one, you can raise your hand, she'll bring those to you. We collected 319 survey responses. So tonight's objective is to look at these 4 areas. Tell us what is important to you, what is not important to you, what you like, what you don't like. And we are going to start with Chester Park today. So Jim, this is Jim DeVellis, he's our consultant.
Hi everybody, nice to see you all. My name is Jim DeVellis. I'm a professional civil engineer. My firm is DeVellis and Means, so we do civil engineering and landscape architecture out of Foxborough. So our role in this, and again, what was said, is just to listen. And our expertise is when you hear things, put it down on paper, scale drawings. You can get cost estimates, you can look at permitting issues, environmental stuff, but just to listen to what the needs are of your town and your experiences and put it on paper. So I've been working with Katie and Liz for a couple months now. We went to all the sites, we took photographs, we cross-referenced it to record drawings. In the process now of hearing the information that was in that survey. So what you're going to see here, there's 4 sites. I'll walk you through existing. You guys know probably better than I do what's there and the uses, but I'll walk you through it so everyone's on the same page. And then following this, it's a proposal of what we are having on the plans to date right now. It will change. This is feasibility, it's concept. So once we hear back and then start to cross-reference it to what you need and also the cost estimate. I always say, you know, the playground out there is not your grandfather's playground. You can't get volunteers to do telephone pole playgrounds anymore. They're $150,000, $250,000, and people, their heads explode. Handicapped accessibility we look at for all the parking, stormwater runoff, a little bit of everything that's going on that you might not realize it, but just because you want a playground, there's a lot more involved, so that's what we kind of make you aware of. So Chester Park, and I'll pretty much state the board items that Liz and Katie put together. There's 10 parking spaces that are in and around Chester Park, mostly right along here. There's a playground down in this area. Just to get active, this is the ocean. You guys realize where we are, the ocean.
Big playground right there.
There's a basketball court. It looks like a sand court with the wind and everything. There's always sand here, but this is a basketball court there. Shared tennis courts. There's 2 tennis courts, and this pickleball is overlaid on that. Pickleball is very popular right now. Everyone wants pickleball. So right now, they're staying on tennis courts because that's what you have. And it's progressing and people want their own pickleball court. So you'll see that over time in a lot of different towns. And then this area is just calling green space. And it's just open grass that's up there.
You know, there's parking up here in the corner, where the fenced-in area is.
Up in this area here?
Yes, there's parking there.
Okay. Now, is that parking that you can actually walk back and forth?
Yes.
Is that what you use that?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's parking in front of the tennis courts too.
Along there, all inside, yeah.
You know, we'd be looking to kind of formalize that, like, when the 10 parking spots here, we were just kind of saying, these are lined parking here. This is just kind of like grass and mud, same over there. I actually didn't know that was parking.
That's a gray area. That's a gray area. It's parking, it's not,
It's not lined parking.
No.
It's just where you put your car.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start handing out these really big plans of concepts only, okay? Nothing is formalized, nothing is set in stone. These are just to throw out spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks with you guys, okay? And that, in front of you on your tables are pens, Sharpies, sticky notes, dots that you can mark red for no, green for yes. It gives you guys, this is your arts and crafts time, basically. You're gonna talk about it. There's tables out there if you guys want a little bit more space, and a couple of you guys wanna go out into the other space. And I'm gonna set the timer. We have about 15 minutes for basically dedicated for each park. So, Jim just put up, thankfully, the areas that are proposed, or excuse me, on the concept, okay? So what is being kept, what's being upgraded, and what is being added to the area. These concepts were thought of in the process by the rec committee based upon, again, what Roger had mentioned, the needs assessment. And the reason why it's 4 parks being done simultaneously is to make sure there is some distribution in the programs and the assets. So one park doesn't have everything on one side of the canal and the other side of the canal doesn't have anything. So that is why it's actually being looked at by all 4 parks together. So that being said, I think we're gonna start.
You want me to just walk through this quick?
Yep.
So, the large plans have the proposed, so this is exactly what's being handed out on all the different tables. So, as Liz was saying, what we're keeping are the hard courts, so the tennis and pickleball area is staying pretty much as is. Basketball court, which is here now, under the sand, is gonna be proposed up here. And then the playground in this area, it'll be, kept and upgraded. Adding the beach volleyball area is conceptually proposed here. Shaded, spectator seating, picnic viewing area, Adirondack chairs down here. This green space, conceptually thinking about disc golf. And then angled parking, as you, along Monument, there's enough, it's a scale drawing, so you can see how many spaces we have.
Green is good, red is bad. No, the stick. Right away.
You're not in stick on it. It's like a honeycomb wine. It's But didn't you say they brushed off?
No, it's good. I got it here.
Can I just ask you a question? Do you want to keep the parking that they're putting in? Yeah, it's all gonna be angled parking.
Is that grass? Sorry to hear that. What That's a source of to get it there.
So our concern is,
Just from that scene, when I was reading a lot of people don't want to get off. That's the area, well, everything that we do has to be yeah, so like all the spaces that we do, like everything here has to have a walkway to it.
that's why yeah, that's
It's a very small area.
Remember when that came about? It I don't know if you're saying
No one that's been there to watch it.
Well, I'm I've seen those kids in that park, always in Oh, yeah, I hear you now, but I'm saying it wasn't, it's not that you don't know what goes down there, you're very conscious of it. So it's not just the kids, but you're like, this is, right, you do all your activities down here, I get that. That's what you see, and the lack of parking. Because of that, it's never gonna be like the playground.
Oh, right. It's private property.
It's all when I grew up. That's the right. And I've never we were looking at. Oh, yeah, that's But I like to see.
I'll follow up the list, that would be helpful for what we're doing.
But my question is, we can run a court at her house. Yeah, I think it's small, but the beach volleyball court is smaller than basketball. But the problem is, how much is that gonna be? Every time that whole area floods. Because all that happens is the sand is gonna be, you're talking about, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not gonna be our But the problem is, there's no beach volleyball.
Oh, it is.
Would require parking. And there isn't enough parking. For kids, I mean, nobody's parking. They're not showing together. People can ride their bikes, but we just don't know. And beach volleyball in the town used to be so I've done this just I don't think I've ever gone down there. We did it.
That's right, so that's
Most of the programs are parking. So then this space here is free.
That's scrub too.
Well, that's just stone wall.
Well, here's the green
I now live in the west. But when I
Once that was in, but now it's going to
Okay, good. Well, my question is that it's right, I know. So you know the house that is on that end, which is on the beach, the last house? And that
In the summertime, when most people are here, it's light until they
Good, good.
So it was probably just because we were saying some of the houses. Well, at our meeting, we were saying never saw it, but now they're central, like, they've got a lot of these kinds of stuff, there's windows, and some of them shade there, all that stuff. So I told him, yeah, I it was one of those white people that got noise. Right, he goes, no, you're right, there's that, it's all around, it's so right. Yeah, right now, and without any lights.
He was here, we know
Now, question, what if they're only allowed to play tennis hours? I get it, it's a compound. There's nothing, so keeping it dusted on. John it does, right. When I oh, no.
Was. I don't painting on the wall. For the sake of true transparency. You can't just.
They had to pick Are we not
Yeah. Somebody can play in drums.
These are.
But you think if they end up right up, use it.
Yeah, we know all that. It's growing up in the cracks.
Hold on, you guys. All right, Jim is gonna go through the existing conditions or the existing assets, excuse me, of Clark, okay?
So the same thing that we did is a second sheet that is what you're seeing up here. So existing, about 60 parking spaces, you come off of Clark Road, and this is it here. Perimeter pathway, we just noted it's all the way, use this, right? Yep. Kind of all the way around here and comes back down to here. Multi-use fields, so you get the baseball diamond, and then you've got a multi-use field up here and back in the outfield. Fenced T-ball field, which is right here. So there's a fence that is right on the outskirts of it. Playground up in, where's the playground?
You were right there.
Oh, I'm sorry, right here. You guys are going. Shared pickleball court, same thing here, there's tennis, there's pickleball on top of it. And basketball. Basketball right here. One thing that I was talking to, is it Jerry? Gary Johnson. It doesn't show up on this a lot, but handicap accessible, ADA, MAAB was acronyms, but anything that we do when we touch something and build something has to be handicap accessible. So we don't call it out where it'll be labels everywhere, but I noticed on here, you get a big parking field with steps, you just can't do that anymore, so it's have to be some type of handicapped access to get up and down. On this side here,
We'll go through with the concepts. Just before you guys begin, we're just gonna quickly go through the concepts because this is the largest facility, okay? Just real quick. Yep. Real quickly, guys, you'll see here that there's concepts for BMX trails. You kind of see the cow path here, but in these woods, the kids have made very informal BMX trails. So we know that that's something that they do already like to do. And the thought behind this was just to kind of formalize a little bit more, make it more expansive for them. And it's something that we don't have too much of in this town, so it's protected in the woods. It's kind of, it should be a more quieter sport, being next to the neighborhood, so just wanted to make that point real quick. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question, Katie? Have you walked back there? Have you walked back there, or?
Yes.
Because there's homes back there.
Yeah. That would be a list
Do
question.
we need insurance for that, or liability for these BMX trails that kids have made in the woods if we make them out of a town
We
recreation?
already are insured. We already are.
For what?
For, it's a town property, so we're insured for all the recreational assets and everything.
So BMX, all the things that are going on there?
Yes.
Okay.
So same as on the last
Hold on,
concept.
you guys, just real quick, before you guys start, hold on.
So the things that we're keeping and upgrading, the T-ball field, the dugouts, outfield fence that we talked about, multi-use field in the back, the hard courts, the parking spots, the perimeter pathway around the fields, and the town storage shed. So they'll recognize, they'll be kept, and they'll be improved, okay? Not taken out of the equation. Adding, as Katie just said, and I walked it and I see the bicycle tracks, it's very, I'm stretching this, but mountainous out there, there's trees, so what the kids have done is, they've done a great job.
It's
You've all done it.
already happening there, this would actually make it safer.
Yep.
So, because it'll be established and done correctly.
So around the perimeter pathway, we're looking at fitness circus stations as you go around. Pavilion with picnic tables in this area. Water stations, public bathroom and septic area we're looking at down here. A septic system. Accessible walkways and parking. Bike racks down in, bike racks. Right here, bike racks there. A food truck pad, so when a food truck comes up, there's a designated area for that. Designated pickleball courts and tennis courts. Shaded spectator seating right in this area. 2 basketball courts further up there with lighting. And then taking a look at the lights that are around here and upgrading them or adding more lights. And then I'm gonna say dog run. I know some towns are very controversial, but they use the fields, they're on there. We looked at an area that's, I think it's like 80 by 80 or 100 by 100, something with a fence on it that if people wanna use it for a dog park, that they can.
Okay? Any questions before we
Oh,
begin?
there's one thing.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
The food truck pad here, guys, the vision is just a spot, okay? We're not pulling, electrical, food trucks are pretty sustainable on their own. Nowadays, they bring a generator, they have mobile water there, so I just wanted to make that clarification too.
And one thing, so in the back here, Chris Huntress just walked in. He's one of my colleagues. He's been doing this for 30 years also. He specializes in sports and athletic. So he'll walk around to the different tables. If you have any questions about any of that stuff, he's very, very knowledgeable. So it's Chris Huntress.
First one question.
You're mentioning that dog park area, that would, I would hope, entail bringing in dog behavioral trainers for input on that?
So any questions or any comments about the concepts, you need to put on the actual, write it down, okay, what your concerns are, that is what tonight is for, okay? But we're not gonna answer any additional questions beyond just what is on the spaghetti wall, okay?
Thank you.
Awesome, okay, we're gonna go, I need 15 minutes.
I just have one
Yeah,
quick
hold
question.
on, you guys, one more question, one more question.
You had said that, so that you had done, when you went to the town, that there was interest in redoing all the parts behind it. Has anybody sat down, say, on the weekends, like during the summer, to do a count as to how many people actually use these? Because I was just curious to see what the age of children is. Because it's not that old attention, right? Small dogs, not right, not all dogs are trained right. I took a lot of what you said. And I don't own dogs. I have a dog park in town.
If there was a designated spot.
We'll get. It's a huge park. Discuss it once they close.
Yeah, they can. Put a sticker on the basket.
So would you rather see no car, right? Yes. And they're all dead. I think this is, charge, add parking, which I think is a good idea. But they have to. No, you don't need it.
No, it's just,
That's what I'm saying.
and out here, it's not like, but then
You can write that down and add it. I would prefer because I don't live here.
Does anybody here, does anybody here use this park regularly? You said you did. St. John's Church, I can deal with people with weddings
That's not
that are down in the internet, and it's in contact, because they're taking over the church parking lot. How do you feel?
They're almost time.
How do you feel about the dog
just go in there and look
This is a great facility. Beautiful.
It's the next one, it might be all of it, you take all of it, and then you see the clock here, right, maybe by right down there. Beyond this is now. Right now, it's
And I'm not, I don't have to stop working.
What is that? Oh, yeah, I saw that. I was down there this weekend.
yeah, and on the other side, no,
This wasn't a particularly bad Where's that draining water from? I found that out when you put your septic in, didn't you? No kidding.
He's not maintained them.
No kidding. So is it still doing that? Yeah. Well, that's good. So that's not needed anymore. But if they block it off, you might have a swimming pool. Let's leave it open. Just in case.
How much trash comes down? Because it all
Not you, everybody else. I can see contaminated pool.
I mean, all across the town, we don't have additional parking. It's the biggest option, one of the biggest options for the rail trail. Because there's no parking, no one has sections where you can park. So if it's, you never had a parking that's necessary,
Well, there was an opening in the wall of the basement. Roger. Yeah. Yeah.
Guys like that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a big program.
Then they're going to use
Now, this is the big issue of the summer, that's
Well, it's always new, you know? About now, we're ready to go.
Okay, how close, what's on your side? So they haven't unsealed this? Okay.
They seal the hole, they
It wasn't right next to the between there
batteries.
In other towns, maybe they can stay on the night, somebody can
Solar lighting instead of electricity. Chris, you have experience with solar lighting?
Does the town absorb all the costs?
Experience with solar lighting?
Well, I'm thinking about
Usually
solar.
that's
I'm gonna ask.
passed along to the groups that you use it.
Hey Chris, I'm Sue Bearkey. Thanks for doing this. So we were talking about better lighting up, upgraded lighting on the field.
Yeah, okay.
We have an instance where it's problem.
Charge back.
Lights on. Sports lights, right. What about?
The lower lights. like half
So he just said the sports lighting, solar isn't strong enough to illuminate the sports field? But then shut it off. Then shut it off.
No, you're not.
Or some type of auto shut. Timers, right,
That would be nice.
There's a couple ways you can control sports, like the rec department or to make the town on the app. You can also put a push button on the site, and all you have to do is hit the button on your way out, and it would automatically. Probably a path of sanity all the way through.
controlled lighting on that.
You know, even they, I'm saying that, right, you know.
We're gonna go to the
They just go do something else. But, I like these.
Guys, we're gonna talk about Eastfield.
Micro retirement, take a year or two, and you're still fresh out, travel the world, right, come back and like, shit, look,
Now, where is Keith Field? Sagamore, another one in Sagamore.
Jim is gonna go over the existing now, okay? Everybody has their small handout of the existing, and then the proposed, or the concept is in front of you, so take it away, Jim.
Keith Field is,
Hold on, everyone.
just a couple minutes. So Keith Field is one of the smaller parks on Sagamore and Sagamore West, and Sandwich Road. So, existing is about 15 parking spaces, not really configured very well, but they're up in this area. Babe Ruth Field with lighting that's out there now, the main component of this field. The dugouts, spectator seating. Again, this one has shared pickleball, 2 pickleball courts up in this area on top of a tennis court. There's bathrooms, an announcer box, and town storage below it. So those are the things that are there now. What's that? Keeping it upgraded, the Babe Ruth Field in the main part, keeping that, the lighting, keeping it, the parking, we can reconfigure it, but that's staying. I think the town property is right here, so it's a little odd situation, shared entrance, but the parking is on the town property. Spectator seating in town storage, being kept, the announcer box. Option 2, there's an option up here, we either put a playground over the hard court that's there, the pickleball and tennis, or we leave it, right, those are the 2 options. Ads, I'm ahead of myself, so ads, that was what we had just talked about. Pavilion seating in a water station, kind of right here. Food truck pad that they can pull up to, we put that right down in this area. Bike racks, and we put a batting cage concept up in this area. It's tight there, so not a lot of places, it's not the most ideal, but you walk to the other side and that's where it is. So those are the concepts. Removes, there's a bathroom that's out there down in the corner here, and that is obsolete and not worth saving, so that's gonna be removed.
What about the stands?
Stands are in tough shape. We're gonna keep them, but rebuild them and take them out and put them back in.
Which stands you mean? The
Spectators.
What do I sit in?
Yes, so those are gonna be upgraded.
Some are concrete.
Yeah, the concrete has way outlived it's fallen apart,
Right,
it's
right.
taped off, you can't use it.
But it is up on the keep and upgrade, so spectator seating,
Right.
Is up there, so that is going to be upgraded, so.
As stands or
Sorry.
Yeah, so,
Put that on
so
the-
formal,
Yeah, so any ideas or concepts, like places for your own folding chairs and stuff, please put that down on there so that we can look it over,
Can I
okay?
ask about the parking upgrade? What's the store for parking upgrade? 'Cause as it is right now, they back into this road.
yeah, right now, if you go out there, it's not really well striped, it's as you pull in, but it'll be striped 9x18 spaces, pull in and then back out.
There's no, just dirt right now?
No, it's between, it's this and here.
That's the post office.
Post office is,
Post office down below.
Post
that.
office says, no parking there.
Yeah, there's no parking.
That's the one.
So I think we have 4 parking spots here. We do know that the mail truck has to come in, and that's why there's no parking, because we can't bring the mail truck around the building. We do need to deliver on mail when we also.
Okay, so any ideas or concepts or changes, it's gonna go on your plan, okay? Ready, here we go, 15 minutes.
Jim DeBellis.
Okay, so now I get my point, right? My point is take it out of that one's there, basketball. Get rid of that. You know the, you know when you come out of Adams right in front of you is that big, scores box. We will, and clean that up, I'll leave it as is.
Well, this is how this meeting is being.
Yeah, so if they get the funding, they already have the money to design the roads, and so they get the funding. Yeah, and then the other three.
But,
That's,
and I.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. Nah, they can play that. Okay. You know,
Yeah, so this is.
I think we should like this for that.
I would really like to know.
Has a potential.
The thing with this court, yeah, there was some, in baseball. Yeah, absolutely. I did, and I loved it.
there is now. Oh, yeah, whatever's there now, that's a combined, really combined. You're talking about city
Yeah, so
hall.
when I was hired, they do that with us, and that's why. I'm like, I'm out. I hear you. But that's not the answer, we gotta figure it out. You know, I hear you, but like, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, for a big town with 7,500 probably what, 30,000 around, we should be able to fix I mean, the city, they have small but we can write that, say parking on 6 days, you know, just, well, not always great for parking. No, but there's a new development. Right. Well, like I said, Springer Falls, very much parking lot. I'm thinking about this shaded area over there. Then there's seating too, no, the ground, right next to the say seating inside the pavilion. You know, because. About the nice one, he said, but it's, that building is multi-function, and I think you have to have designated tools and have storage and have bathrooms. I think that would be needed, just like what? That's just how it's that's all changes. So you know the no bikes in the town when they all bike. He's gonna tell me he's staying They keep the tennis court over there. I'm 70. That's the elevator, right? This is the What about so why
Hey, thank you. I don't mean to after our granddaughter's playing in the she's my priority.
It was nice, but all right, here's the other one. This is all Summer of Love, by the way. 57. Oh, is that what that Yeah, it's a very specific song. Otherwise you're going to make it sort of. So you're minting my, I want to be from the club and way to.
I'm surprised to see it here because when we talked about this.
And I knew I'd be dealing with this.
In my mind.
I knew you did it because you wanted to.
What can it take for our time?
I think we're gonna take about like a 5 to 7 minute break. So if you guys wanna stretch your legs, use the restroom, there are cookies and brownies over there, get some water, and then we will pick up with our last one, which is the casting, okay?
My grandfather was
My grandfather.
because the management company, and then we're going to start in February. It wasn't a great month, but. I mean, I saw it. God is doing and then
How are you? No, not this one, the next week we have our St. Patty's party.
Yes.
grandkids come, it's actually, no, so something I keep something for somebody we're all going that way. Good to see you Well, you got music
Okay, we're gonna get started on the council next, you guys. We have one left, okay? So everybody hold their seats, hold their seats, okay? All right, Roger, you ready to hand out the casket? All right, we have one left, casket.
So how close is this to you?
Yeah, a couple miles up the road.
My takeaway is that and the lock
Are you guys ready for my, I feel like I'm losing everybody. An hour and a half. All right, so this is the fourth one for Cassett, right? So existing assets, existing conditions, it's about 35 parking spaces down here. Cal Ripken baseball field, pretty evident in the middle with lighting. Concrete dugouts here and here. Aluminum bleachers here and there. Announcer box with storage underneath. There's a playground up in here. And the David Duca Memorial basketball courts, there's two of them down in this corner, or this edge. And then, again, the shared pickleball, there's 4 pickleball courts on top of one tennis court. So all those are the existing assets. Keep and upgrade. The Cal Ripken field with the lighting is going to be preserved. The announcer box and storage in the back here. 2 memorial basketball courts down here. Now there's 2 of them now, and they've got to be replaced. It's hard to see, but here's one of them, and here's the other, and we discovered we're within 100 feet of the wetlands. So you can design, and you can get it permitted, but we thought maybe we would put it out and do something else down here. So that's the concept, that it's still gonna be 2, but it's gonna be moved over. The hard courts, the 4 pickleball and tennis is gonna remain. Adding lighting throughout the rec area. Pavilion with benches and tables for sitting enjoyment. Spectator seating, bike racks, additional parking. I forgot where we did the additional parking. Oh yeah, up in this area, additional parking. And bocce court. So one of the basketball courts here, 2's gonna go here, we put bocce courts, and then the spectator seating there.
Somebody else for that?
All the Italian people want the bocce. Somebody, yeah, they did, I'm sure they did.
Okay? All right, so I think everybody is good to go, we know the drill. And we will set the timer.
Why is it?
Well, it's, it's unauthorized building, and there's parking here.
So there you go.
I like my garden, yeah, right here, this side is right, oh, it has to be torn down, just a matter of.
I have a question.
This is
This could be more for Peter and Anne Marie. If there is some future plan to remove the Castleton Fire Station, and this is probably very premature,
Oh, yeah.
is there a good chance that that would be turned into a recreation area, or is that totally premature to even bring up?
No, good question.
You can recommend it, I think it would be a great use for recreation, but we have to go through a process and evaluate and see what would be best for it overall. But recreation, more parking, either one could
Yeah,
work
open
over here.
space, park, yeah.
The recreation committee did talk about that,
Yeah.
and so this plan right now is just within the existing footprint of the park. It does not incorporate anything, it does not expand beyond, because again, the community has not decided what the future of other areas are. So, we're just talking about the existing footprint, okay? Great question, yeah.
Yeah, we are.
But if there is something, if you think though that it should have the opportunity to expand into other parcels, like the fire station, please write that down, okay? Or if you think there's other uses surrounding that could be additions to it, of recreational purposes, please write that down.
I will say this.
Well,
I wasn't a fan.
so we could.
They redid them last year. This is how it is. They do get used. They'll move this over. Right. Yeah, well, because this is, there's a path here, right around here, it goes down and it comes out in the golf course. And it's eroding because people are using it. It's kind of like a dune, if you use it too much. So I get that about the wetlands back here, because this, the market has a whole nasty area. It's all wetlands, all the way up to here. So it's too dark for me to, I'm gonna go. I know, you are, yeah, the playground. Right now it wouldn't, right now the wooden bench, right?
That's what I remember.
Yeah, right here. It's fine, it's fine. They're not gonna be here.
There's gotta be something to that.
So the parents are watching. Well, there is one there. So, but it just point the station, railroad tracks. I was about to go to that. We hear about something and we just put the ball smacking with a baseball down there and baseball chair and we walk around. And yes, I've heard of it. And again, years ago, they weren't, they were kids in the area. That was something that came out of the this was just, this was going to be like, why is it? They could have taken the not have one playground, baseball field, like parents would want to. So we did already talk about and there was
well, sort of, but yes. Early work is actually,
it is really funded.
That's why Roger kind of emphasized.
we need to actually make our porta potty. There are porta potties. So maybe we talk about it then. Oh, so that's the question. Oh, that's okay.
That's when I was.
Okay. So porta potties.
As well as feedback from here, incorporated with the survey, presented to
And I didn't even touch this area until we know what technology. And it has a because they just redid that before. They just redid that So here's the thing. You guys have parking. Again, nothing to contribute. So this is a gravel road. This is just changed hands last year. But we don't know what it's going to be, and it changed hands. So he is in talks. He is proposing to put a cell tower on that property. But I don't know what kind of, what it's going to be over here. Like the welding shop. The welding shop has less traffic than the basketball. So people can park down here. Well, for instance, last week, 2 weeks ago, we had the meeting. And this overflowed so fast that I was guiding people. I parked down here by the basketball court and walked out there. And in an effort to get more people to come park, I come up with something to walk back here. So I would say if we had to take this, because this is a busy playground, this area. Yes, yes. Oh, wait, no, exactly. And so, yes, this is the idea, right? Because this is the, what I understood half, like, right down the, this is town parking. Well, no, we are, market. And now they parked along there. And they just had no place to park. So that would be really, that's really nice.
You gotta put a green screen on the pavilion. Everybody loves the pavilion.
I got to What?
I want to go down the street with you. Go bring your family over and have a party.
They park all along here. Right here. And like, well, like kids, but here, you got the ball field right here.
Ready to play pickleball? Probably have a sale, but why not?
Parking and drinks. Again, I already got a parking thing. Coming for a picnic. Might need parking.
This could be impressive. I think you don't like it. Don't get it. Don't pick it up here.
Well, too high maintenance. The other thing.
You were the pavilion.
The pavilion.
The pavilion, okay.
Everybody say I'm low maintenance.
the other piece of local knowledge is the Castle Community Building is right here, and this is the parking lot that's primarily used by the Castle Community. So that gets, we have AA meetings 365 days a year in the morning, 7 to 8:30. A couple of evenings, they have meetings as well, there's a Tuesday morning meeting. So then people rent it for parking. So parking when there's a baseball game, parking when there's anything, right? Right here.
Do you know enough that the fire station is never built?
It's got a track. It's got black mold. It's got black mold. Fire station. Yeah. The town just bought me like big concrete for that. Yeah, the front yard is
Well done.
We had a fire station sat there for 15 years. Nobody ever had a case to deal with it. It's a nice restaurant now. There's condos on top of it. That's not a fortune that it was.
Wow.
Same thing. That's just structural issues.
So, time frame, what are we talking about?
So this is our third proposed like 28 is that's it, and the last would be 8.
Good one. You're quick. Oh, is that what you're doing this week? So, my concern is, I just and it's just a Band-Aid. Right, that's not, okay, so 5 years. Yeah, and they, I don't know, they have baseball tournament, when I took
Fires at our house.
they had 2 tournaments a summer at the town. It was great.
The guy
But I
who's
don't
installing
know.
fires on the pole.
So it'll be a small tournament, but it's like, they're proposing 3 teams. They put this in natural shape by planting trees. Amen, that's kind of cool.
Okay, good, so I can put my head sticker on that?
You do what you want to do, yeah, of course, that's
Right ground, yes. Handicap parking.
I guess that's because Cohasset is
A bike rack. You still can. You got Post-its, Rob, go ahead.
You're happy with the files?
Oh, but the other 3 don't even around here. Well, we'll be in Chester Park. You can add it, you can go up and put it on there. Well, see, again, right? No, because, again, if that goes in, that could afford, what, 20 more spaces?
Super nice guy.
I don't have any.
I don't need it to keep it under the time.
Okay.
Oh, God. Look your hair back. Falling down the fence. Clear tape on all the streets. Oh,
Okay, guys. The floor is yours.
All right, first up, everybody, thanks for coming, nice turnout, a lot of good information. Just kind of tell you what the next steps are gonna be. Public comment, we're gonna review all the feedback, all the concepts. Eventually, we'll finalize the plans, cost estimates. And then on March 17th, the committee will be going, CPC, Capital, and the select board to get approval. My hope is that we're gonna try to squeeze another, I didn't tell the rec members yet, we're gonna try to squeeze another rec meeting in before March 17th. We may wanna get a little more feedback.
So, like Roger said, as you see in the first step here on the next step, public comments. So starting tomorrow, actually, and please, everybody who is here and who wants to stay informed on this project, the feasibility study, please make sure that your email, if you're not already signed up, make sure that your email is on that sign-in sheet because I will add that to the list for updates. So we will let you know when the public comment form is online. It's gonna be open for about a week more, so it gives you guys an opportunity, all of the material here and the slides from tonight, as well as Bourne TV's link for the recording of tonight, will be available for you guys to go home, think about it, sometimes like in the shower or in your morning walk. You think of like a brilliant idea because you've removed yourself. And we don't brilliant moments, so, or thoughts or concerns or anything. And because a lot of people have actually told me tonight that they have photos of things of concern, I'm gonna make sure in that form, there is an area for you to upload pictures or other things like that, okay? So that will be included as well for you. So after all of that is done, yes, we will also notify you when the Recreation Committee is actually going to be officially reviewing Chester Park, because as you see, that is slated for March 17th CPC public hearing. And then right after that as well is Finance Committee the same evening, literally 5:30 is CPC and 7 o'clock is FinCom. And then the very next night after that, Select Board. So those items, the timeline actually is already on, I believe, the website, but I will make sure that it is included in your communication going out. And then it will be slated on the May 5th town meeting. But at the Rec Committee meeting will be preliminary numbers on Chester Park, based upon the feedback from the survey and tonight. And Jim, Katie, and I will be pulling all of that together and presenting a draft concept based upon all of this feedback for the Recreation Committee to look over and then give us our final comments. There will be a public comment period as well, because it is a public meeting during the prelim number draft, okay? And again, Chester Park is the only one that's slated for this upcoming town meeting. All the other ones are still, and also, just to let you know, it's the dollar amount, but we still have time after town meeting to make any other adjustments, because shovels haven't been dug, like nothing's been changed. We had to go through procurement, we have to go through a bunch of stuff. So there will be, if we get enough feedback that there's still more discussion to be needed, then we'll do that, okay? So.
Yeah, once again, Keithfield, Clark, Pecasset, they're down the road. But my focus and the committee's focus is Chester Park. We wanna make sure that we get Chester Park and we do it right, and we do it the way the community wants Chester Park to be done. So that's why we're probably gonna have another meeting in between, and hopefully you guys can come to that.
I just have one quick question.
Yeah.
Do you factor in, other than the actual work itself, whatever you're gonna do with it, do you factor in the needed, the added DPW services, the added police presence down there? If you're going to start inviting more people down to use more amenities, if that's what you choose to do? Because there is a significant need for that down there. Does that all get factored into your budget?
Matt, Liz and I have a meeting scheduled to talk about the maintenance plan, prior to finalizing these plans. He was actually here tonight on the radar, but, we will be discussing.
That was actually identified by the select board and the recreation committee. It was actually required by the select board that they want a maintenance plan going with any future improvements. Okay, so that will be incorporated and, but that's in an annual budget, not on actually the upgrades. So we will have to make sure that for the upcoming fiscal year, that the town administrator has those estimates on maintaining any improvements. And then she can make those recommendations to the select board, okay?
I'm curious, are you shovels in the ground anticipated for summer of '26?
Don't know yet 100%, because that will be actually all determined by procurement. If we get bids that are out of the range of our funding, then we have to kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit and tweak it.
But you're not thinking 25, summer to this construction season?
No, we have actually, just to give you a heads up, the recreation committee has been extremely active because of the rec committee. And we have behind us right now, we are working on the upgrades to the playground. And also that has already been approved, that funding has already been approved. And also redoing the skate park and actually creating a skate park back here. So those projects right now are on their front burner. And then this will be the next one after we've kind of completed that. The playground is slated actually to be open this summer. And we are finalizing the contract for the skate park, and that will also go through a public process similar to this, okay? So,
A couple of things. Is the March 17th CPC hearing Zoom only or here in person?
I believe it is Zoom.
Okay, Zoom only.
There is an advertisement that's gonna be, actually, the legal ad is in tomorrow's paper. Barry was here, he's the CPC chair. I believe it is Zoom only.
And if everything goes according to plan, at town meeting, we hope there will be 2 items
Yes.
from CPC that you'll be asked to vote on. Chester Park and the reconstruction of the basketball court out back here. That we're also looking for CPC money.
That
So you have to go to town meeting. This is all great, but nothing happens until you vote yes.
Yep, correct, thank you.
So if there's nothing else, question-wise, I would just like to extend thank you to the people from the town and the rec committee. You guys have done amazing. Thank you so much.
What factors, the process in upgrade versus replacement? And an upgrade that boosts it up to a replacement vice versa in the other direction. What factors are involved other than the obvious money?
I think it's the condition assessment,
Sorry?
a condition assessment. So if, like, on the top of my head, the cracking, actually at Chester Park, the cracking at the court back here, that was not included in the hardcore rehabilitation plan because it was too far gone, and that was deemed by Cape and Islands tenants. So that is the complete reconstruction. Oftentimes we retrofit playgrounds, so playgrounds should last about 20 years. Retrofitting happens anywhere between 7 to 10 years if it's a really good playground. So those are the kind of factors that come to that.
Okay, what is it, a committee or a person or who has the final decision on that?
I think that the rec committee discusses the conditions of the fields, the playgrounds, and all of our assets. And they advocate for the residents, and then they bring it to their meeting, which Liz and I are at. And then Liz and I, as town staff, we support their wishes, and we bring that to CPC, FinCom, and town meeting.
Through the town administrator. So there's a lot of checks and balances. The town administrator has to, and we have to put it on a 5-year plan. Anything over $25,000 has to be on a 5-year plan. So we can't just say, we need this now. It has to actually be 5 years out. So that's why the needs assessment actually was done, and it was finalized last January. And it is forecasting all of the steps that we need to do. That's why we're here tonight, because again, just like here, you'll see that these are all forecasted out based upon the needs assessment that was done. Okay?
I don't want to keep it, I'm
Yeah,
just going
no.
to pull numbers out of here. If, I mean, pick a structure or whatever, there's X amount of dollars, and they look at it, and for another 30% they could replace it. Would they look at it that way, or would it be final upgrade is pretty much it? I'm
Well,
just pulling 30% out of
yeah.
here.
It's hard to answer without having concrete, like,
Yeah, I understand.
evidence of these assessments.
Okay.
Yeah, everything was assessed by a professional. And the recommendation was made by professionals.
Can I add in that, the meetings are all open to the public?
Yeah.
So there's, on the calendar, there's an agenda when the meeting is in person or Zoom.
And again, please include your email so then you can be put on the communication list if you want. And I will let you know when the next rec committee is, so they can, because they are gonna be discussing, with those, proposals for either replacement or repair.
At each of 4 tables, there is one chair with a green sticker underneath, and your prize is a pepperoni pizza.
That's so funny.
Thank you, everyone.
You get a pizza, you get a pizza, you get a pizza, you get a pizza.
And one more comment. First, again, I want to thank everyone for coming because your input is really going to lead us in the right direction. The other comment I have is, I've been on this rec committee for longer than I can remember, but I got to tell you that we didn't have anything to work with the first 20 years I was on this committee. We had nothing. Liz came along, got a new select board, and the committee that we have now, hard-working people. They put a lot of time into this, a lot. So,
Wonderful.
thank you.